Hi, my name is Crystal Silvas and I'm a personal fashion stylist. Today I'm going to walk you through the basic process I will use to help you look and feel your very best. When you work with me, we are going to sit down and figure out your fashion personality. I'm going to take your measurements so that we can determine your body type, and I'm going to do a color analysis on you so that you'll know what your best colors are. My goal is to help you express yourself so that your personality shines through and you're in the colors and styles that flatter you best. Armed with this knowledge, you'll be confident knowing that you're dressing in a way that highlights your most gorgeous features, and you won't compromise your own personal style in the process. The first thing we'll do together is figure out what your fashion personality actually is. For women, there are 4 basic fashion personalities, including romantic, casual, classic, and dramatic. If you don't know which of these styles fits you best, it's okay. I will have you take a fashion personality quiz that'll give us both a better idea of where you stand and what appeals to you best. So what exactly differentiates these different fashion personalities? Romantic personality types tend to like ultra-feminine styles with more curving and flowing lines and soft colors. They like pretty and delicate fabrics with like laces and chiffons, floral prints, ruffles, bows, and beautiful details. Casual personalities gravitate toward function and ultimately comfort when choosing their clothing. Their style can be described as simple, no fuss, approachable, and down to earth. Classic personalities tend to choose timeless styles that endure season after season, even year after year. Their clothing choices are often tailored or well-fitted in good quality fabrics that are cut beautifully but simply. This style type is elegant, well put together, and sometimes preppy. Dramatic fashion personalities have a taste for the bold and like to make a statement with their clothing and accessories. They want to stand out in a crowd. They might choose clothing that is extravagant, original, or sometimes eccentric. They are not afraid to use hair, makeup, clothes, and accessories in extreme ways to express their uniqueness. Many people have a style or two that describes them well, and others are a pretty even mix of a few personalities. I myself am a mix of all the styles, with most of my wardrobe in the casual styles, followed by equal parts romantic and dramatic. Next, we'll do a figure analysis on you by taking your measurements to figure out your body type. I'll measure you in several places and plot your measurements down on paper so that we can see your general shape, just as I have done for myself here. Once we have an idea of the relationship between your shoulder, bust, waist, and hip measurements, we can match you to a body type and therefore find what kinds of clothing will flatter your figure best. There are 5 general body types that you can have, and they have a million different names that you may have heard of. We'll use the letter system to describe the body types, and this includes H, A, Y, I, and X. H body types have a boxy silhouette with the chest, waist, and hips measuring the same, with the bulk of their weight carried in the chest area. When H bodies gain weight, it's most noticeable in the lower half of the body. When dressing an H body type, the goal is to create the illusion of a smaller waist, which can be achieved a number of ways, including wearing a bloused top with a flared skirt or belting a dress. A body types are also known as pear-shaped because they carry most of their weight in the hip area. Weight gain tends to be most noticeable in the hips and thighs. A body types can have narrow, sloping shoulders and a defined waist. The clothing goal of an A body type is to balance out their bottom-heavy silhouette by visually widening the narrow shoulders and/or drawing attention to the narrow waist. This can be achieved with wearing shoulder pads or tops with details in the shoulder area with straight or wide necklines, tops that are fitted at the waist, and bottoms that skim the hips and flare out. Y body types are widest in the shoulder area and tend to have larger cup sizes. This body type tends to look more athletic than the other types. They also have narrow hips, tapered waistlines, and slender legs. They never gain weight in their legs. When they do gain weight, it tends to be in the stomach area. The clothing goal for Y body types is to balance out their wide shoulders by creating the illusion of fuller hips and upper legs. This can be achieved with skirts or pants that are fuller and wider. I body types appear long and lean, with bust, waist, and hips measuring the same, with no fullness or obvious curves. Their arms and legs appear longer and leaner, and they usually have difficulty gaining weight. Because their silhouette is straight up and down, this body type has also been called the ruler. The clothing goal for an I body type is to create the illusion of fullness, which can be done by wearing layers with different patterns and textures. The X body type, also known as the hourglass figure, has an X-shaped silhouette with hips and bust measuring the same and the waist being 10 to 12 inches smaller than that. As with the A shape, X ladies have very defined waistlines. Weight gain for X silhouettes happens in the bust and hips. The clothing goal for X body types is to show off that small waist without cluttering the body with too much bulk or too many layers. They look great in fitted garments. All that said, please bear in mind that these are all just guidelines you can use if your goal is to balance out your silhouette. If you have assets you're proud of, by all means show them off. Ultimately, you want to feel good about what you're wearing. There's nothing more attractive than confidence. Moving along. Finally, we'll talk about your color analysis. What we're looking for is the set of colors that best complements your complexion. These colors make you look the most healthy and vibrant. They can make your skin look clearer and help your teeth appear whiter. When we talk about colors, there are three main factors you should know about. The first is hue, which is how much warm, yellow, or cool, blue, a color contains. The second is value, which is how light or dark a color is, or how much white it contains. Third, we have chroma, which describes how pure or how shaded the color is, or how much gray it contains. These three elements will come into play when we dig deeper to find your advanced color season. The factor we'll focus on at first is hue, or whether warmer or colored tones look better on you. If you look at the color wheel, it can be divided in half by warm colors and cool colors. Warm colors have more yellow in them, and cool colors have more blue. Depending on your coloration, either warmer or cool colors will flatter you best. The easiest way to find this out is to use gold, warm, and silver, cool, fabric draped under your face to see which one makes you appear more vibrant. If you have yellow undertones in your skin, then warm tones will emphasize the yellow, making you look ruddy, whereas cool tones will do the opposite. There are many schools of thought on color analysis, and one of the simplest methods is the 4-season system, which divides people into winter, cool and clear, summer, cool and muted, spring, warm and clear, and autumn, warm and muted. Your skin, hair, and eye colors will all play roles in what your color season is. My color season is winter because I have darker hair and eyes with olive skin that tans easily in the sun. I look best in cool, clear colors like jewel tones. Once we have analyzed your fashion personality, your figure, and your color season, we can start to get into the fun part, putting together a beautiful wardrobe that brings out your best features while staying true to yourself. Here, I have chosen 3 looks to give examples of how I dress myself using these concepts. First is my casual look. I have chosen high-waisted jeans with flared legs and a dark wash to minimize my ample lower half, and I put on a belt in a contrasting color to draw attention to my waist. I am an A body type, and my goal is to balance out my wide hips. On top, I wore a tucked-in fuchsia shirt with a broad neckline and a deep V to draw the eye upward and to highlight a feature that I love, my collarbone. The loose, flowy sleeves add volume to my narrow shoulders, and as a winter, my skin looks best in clear, deep colors like this. I have complemented the look with a colorful jeweled necklace and earrings. This ensemble is casual, but it appeals to the dramatic and romantic sides of my fashion personality. Next up is my daytime look. I chose a high contrast look with a structured white top to add volume to my upper half and a navy A-line skirt that skims my wide hips and highlights my waist. You'll notice I stuck to cooler tones for the bulk of this look. For added detail to draw attention to my waist, I added a pop of red with a skinny belt. The slightly gathered sleeves of my top help my shoulders appear wider, as does the expansive white color, and the V neckline draws the eye up to my face. I have added a touch of romance with pearl earrings and some drama with red lips. Finally, here is one of my evening or date night looks. My fashion personality is mostly casual, and this knit dress fits the bill. Ordinarily, A-shape should avoid clinging fabrics, but this one is flared just enough that it skims over my hips and thighs. The wide neckline helps to visually add width to my narrow shoulders, as do the dolman sleeves. I have added a black belt to draw attention to my waist once again, and the hem hits just above my knees, a good length for my 5-foot frame. I have added chandelier earrings to further prevent the eye from focusing too much on my heavier bottom half. I hope you now have a better understanding of my process. If you have any further questions, you can email me at crystal@crystalmsilvas.com. Thank you so much, and I hope to work with you soon.